Good evening, everybody, wherever you are watching from all around the world, whether it be at work, at home, in the car, as you're getting transported around wherever you are driving to. The Goodyear Autocare Warana V8 T2 E-Series round 15 at the Spa Francorchamps circuits. Busy one tonight. Already qualifying is already lighting up the boards around this famous circuit. A tricky one, a fast flowing, but also a very, very difficult circuit for the drivers to navigate tonight. Matt Davis, Peter Gretton, and Andrew Collins are joining you tonight on the airways. Andrew, we've got Peter just with a few power issues at the moment. He's trying to get back in. But Andrew, mate, welcome in tonight. Again, another full-on week about to go down.
It's all happening. Hopefully we can match what we did last week, get a few viewers on, and going to be an interesting race. Not the easiest of tracks, Spa, so we've already got the main names up the front, though, so it'll be a good one to watch.
Pereira, Scholes, Reddit, Lenash, Turner, Good, Nash, Stevens, Hayden, and Racanello rounding out your top 10 already for qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. And there is purple sectors lighting up on my boards left, right, and centre. But we'll get straight into the nitty-gritty stuff and bring up some notes for you guys. See what is going to be happening tonight around this massive circuit. And massive, it is 7.004 kilometres in length, ladies and gentlemen. About 2 minutes 20 a lap. They're sitting in qualifying at the moment. Race pace will be about 2 minutes 21. We're hoping 2 minutes 20s, or the high 220s there. 15 laps, 105.06 kilometers in race distance, with a fuel tank or fuel restriction of 60.5 liters tonight. One pit stop, 5.6 liters of fuel burn, the most fuel burn we've had for the entire series, I believe. So it is right up there at the moment. They've got unlimited tyre sets tonight. And we are racing on the 26th of May, 2021 at 8:30 race start. That's right, an 8:30 race start. So a fairway in the future, a bit of a late one. The sun will be setting. The track will be nice and cold. As you can see, air temp and track temp, they are both bang on 23 degrees with a northerly wind speed of 3 kilometers an hour there, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to also like, share the stream, all that sort of stuff. And we will also thank our sponsors, the Goodyear Autocare Warana, for our main sponsor with the co-naming rights of Blue Stampede Labour Hire. You've also got a Brutsy Racewear, track cams for Gourmet. You also have STK Gaming for all these amazing overlays that are on your screen tonight. We'll thank them week in, week out. We've also got the Melbourne Hydrographics Depot, hybrid racing simulations for all your championship and all your unofficial and official race results for the night. As we see, a big slide by one of the NTS cars on screen there. And there is also simsnap.com iRacing photography replay with all he sent through some amazing photos so we can do some recaps throughout the week for you. And for those that do miss the stream, they are able to catch up and check out some of these gorgeous looking cars. We've got a three-way tow here for the Riot Sim Racing boys as they come down the back straight by the looks of it. It might have been Scholesy, Reddit, and Nash, I believe, on that one. So Reddit is on a purple as well, I just hear in the back. And also, we can't forget to thank, ladies and gentlemen, JP behind the scenes for all his hard work from the SimShed broadcasting crew. He works hours and hours and hours to bring you what you see on screen tonight. So make sure wherever you are at home to raise a beer, give him a round of applause for all the hard work that he does. But coming into the nitty-gritty and the very end of the season now, we've only got stopping off at Brands Hatch next week, Andrew, and then finishing up at the famous Bathurst here down under. We're looking into the dying moments. The battle is definitely starting to heat up. Championship points are now playing on the drivers' minds. Coming into Spa, if you were, for instance, Lienage or Scholesy, or even our man Nicky G, who I don't believe is in the server tonight. Yes, he is. He's in the server, but he hasn't posted a time. He hasn't posted a time yet, so Nicky G is still waiting to get out on track there. One of those three drivers, where would you be wanting to look at Spa, and how would you be wanting to tackle it to try and optimise the points for leading into Brands Hatch and Bathurst?
Well, you just want to stay up the front. I believe that the drop rounds go in after this round too. I might be mistaken there. JP will let me know that. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, what? Scholzy's in a bit of an involvement there on a hot lap, so that's not good. But yeah, sorry, Matty, the drop rounds come into play after this round, so you'll obviously be looking back at where you finished and read it. My apologies, not Scholzy, for anyone watching. Yeah, but you'd obviously be looking at those at your current point system to see where you would be taking those drop laps. And I guess if you have a bad one tonight, you think about dropping tonight. It's like I said earlier, it's not the easiest of tracks, but people have done a lot of laps around here, so it's going to be another interesting night.
Doing some laps around here, they have. I know a few of the boys. I'm part of the E1 Sim Racing group. There's a few drivers in here tonight, or two actually, I believe. You've got Stephen Black and Andrew Johnson from the E1 Sim Racing group. There, those boys, along with Dean Powell, Jacob Brewer, and Raina Costello, have been putting laps in left, right, and centre around here. It's a long one to get a hold of, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very tricky one, as you see. The 952 of, I believe that is Sam Noble on your screen, if I am correct. I'll just quickly run down my order there and look at the numbers. Mitch Campbell, 952, as he comes through the left-hander at Fawn there to come round into campus there. It's a tricky one. It's a lot of undulation around here. It's a big one on tyres. Easy one to overshoot on the braking area as well. So as Mitch comes through, oh no, he's coming through for now. So my apologies, all the way back at the Coleman Bruxelles.
I was going to say, Matty, you're doing well to remember all these corners' names.
Oh, mate, it makes it a little bit easier when you're able to put the track up on your screen as well in the background, and just have it floating in the background of the stream going on for us here in the booth. But you've got 20 corners around here, ladies and gentlemen, and obviously the chicane leading onto the main straight. That is that and La Source, the first corner, the tightest corners of the track. So as we're wrapping up into a minute to go in qualifying, but enough of the track here. We're looking into the dying stages of the season, so why not? We'll get straight into the championship points. Have a look at what the official standings are at the moment, and boy, does that 9.5 car look the goods now with this new racecraft delivery. Nicky G out on top with a very comfortable lead now, just 24 points. It may not seem much, ladies and gentlemen, but that is enough to be able to support him going into Brands Hatch and Bathurst, providing he does well tonight and not crash out. Matty Scholes in second, Rehan Leonage in third, Kai Turner in fourth, fifth position Stan Stevens, David Nash in sixth, Dean Alessi in seventh, Tony Gaffer in eighth, Jonathan Bain in ninth, and Sam Noble in 10th. And there is a very special night tonight for someone in this top 10 and also in the race control department, which we'll get to a bit later on in the race. So stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll surprise him. We'll surprise him and his wife a little bit later on in the broadcast with a little bit of a celebration, I should say. But for now, we're rounding out. I believe it's only about 30 seconds in qualifying as we wrap through the last of the championship points here. Robbie Bradbury there rounding out your top 20. Jamie Davis, Andrew Johnson, Rob Brewer, Paul Gerland, Tommy Foster, Peter Kelly, Dylan Lagarde in 27th. He's another E1 Sim Racing driver. Brian Good, Todd Martin, Stephen Black down in 30 there. It's actually a big field as well, to Andrew, for the E-Series drivers. They've got 40 plus cars. Craig Casper, Dean Williams, Stephen Banks, Danny Vassell, Troy Allen, Mika Limasuria taking out his first race win last week. Peter Latham, Max Losh, David Clark, and Trent McCarthy there, rounding out your top 40. Looks like we might be without Peter tonight as well, Andrew. So he's having a few more issues than what we thought back at home. It's the night for it. We had a power outage in Queensland last night. I believe it was the north of Queensland. There was over 500,000 homes without power last night, and that was actually wreaking havoc on quite a few of our drivers last night for the Nationwide Technology Systems Super Series. A few of them were actually a bit worried And boy, did Zach Caban give them an absolute, I think it was Energex, I believe, gave them an absolute spraying, I believe. So he wasn't very happy because he was stressing. He actually gave me the message and said, mate, you might have to jump in because I've got no power. So you might be doing the back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday night for JP and the boys in the booth, which I had no issues in doing. I love commentating on the NTS and the GAC series. They're both action-packed. That's for sure, as it clicks over to 0-0-0 on the qualifying board there. So that is it. Lights are out. The checker flag's out for qualifying. And by the looks of it, Leonage goes to the top of the board with a 20.18. Where did he find that pace from? He was sitting down in sixth position a little bit early, bumped his way up into third, and now he's sitting in first. Pole position at Spa, just like his father did last night. Lasseth Leonage with the pole last night. Rian Leonage with the pole tonight. The Leonage family are on fire around here. That is for sure.
Hopefully he can go one better than his old man and finish first. His old man got second last night, I believe.
No. Alex Cork got second last night. Laz actually
had an incident, didn't he?
Stonker of a race. Yeah, it was absolute stonker of a race. For those that missed it, our championship leader, Lasseth Leonage, in the nationwide technology system Super Series, had a bit of a run-in with Benny Morris last night, coming into Lacombe, just off the Camel Straight, and that unfortunately gave Laz quite a bit of damage on the front end, and he suffered the consequences, or not suffered the consequences, but he suffered big time throughout the race with loss of engine power, and you're very dominant and reliant on engine power around Spa. There's a lot of straights around here that do require you to be flat out on the throttle. So, but as I just read something on my screen, there's a comment just coming through on my phone. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring you the times and the starting grid once the drivers are getting out on field and on track to grid up and get ready for 15 laps of hard door-to-door action racing for your Wednesday night at the Circus Francorchamps, or Spa Francorchamps in Belgium tonight.
Not the easiest one to pronounce for us tonight.
No, it is. It's a bloody tongue twister. I'll give you that one. It's Francorchamps. There we go. I keep messing that one up. Francorchamps. So I've had it perfect all week, and then as soon as you get on air, mate, it all just goes out the window, and you're like, crap, what do I do? So no, we'll get there eventually. But there we are. We're gridding up. We'll get the times up on screen for you and our starting positions. And out of row 1, Rian Leonage with Dylan Pereira. Row 2, Mikkel Masuria, Kai Turner. Row 3, David Nash, Matty Scholes. Row 4, Dean Reddit and Brian Good. Row 5, Nicky G, Dan Stevens. Bit down on the order there for Nicky G, but he might be able to make up some spots. Row 6, Aaron Hayden and Aaron Raccanello. Over the page we go. Out of row 7, we've got Dan Alessi, Phil Dalton. Row 8, Jonathan Bain, Robbie Bradbury. Row 9, Mitch Campbell, Colin Bruns. Row 10, Stephen Martin and Stephen Banks. 2 Stevens taking out of row 10 there. Sam Noble and Jamie Davis out of row 11. Row 12 is Tony Gava and Stephen Black from the E1 Sim Sports. And very small field tonight, only 29 cars. Andrew Johnson, Robert Braw out of row 13. Tommy Foster and Todd Martin out of row 14. And on row 15, starting at the very back of the field, or not very back of the field, but bringing up the back of the field is Scott Barton in the Goodyear Autocare Warana safety car. So hopefully he doesn't get called out. We had a safety car last night, ladies and gentlemen, and it brought out a few pit strategies within the field, and was definitely one to see. It definitely played a bit of a havoc in the field. A lot of drivers came in on that lap 1 to break it up. And get a little bit of fuel to try and go that little bit of a longer distance. But unfortunately, obviously, starting on a full tank, that didn't happen too much. So that really didn't play out. But we're on the board. We've got lights up on screen. We're waiting for them to go red. Here they go. 15 laps around the famous Spa circuit, and off we go. Rian Leonage with an absolute blinder of a start. Mikkel Masuria up on the inside already. Into turn 1. What can he make from this? Dylan Pereira around the outside and takes it wide. He does. Mikkel Masuria all over the back of Rian Leonage. Down into LaRouge they go, flat out on the top of 5th gear. Through they go 4 wide. We saw people try to squeeze 4 wide. It didn't work. Economister and Pereira scrapping it out. Hairy spot to be going 2 wide. Sean McNamara didn't make it through there, but by the looks of it, they've all gone single file and made it through there. And we have, who's up on the inside there? Kai Turner. Kai Turner up on the outside of Dylan Pereira as they come into Lacombe. Does he make it stick? Kai Turner around the inside now. Makes it stick. Dylan Pereira gets off, crossed up, and he goes. That's going to bring out a safety car for sure. Into the side of David Nash. He goes. David Nash competing for the championship as well.
Look at the front end of Nash's car. It's gone.
Big damage. Let's get a SimSnap iRacing photography replay for you there, ladies and gentlemen. Find out exactly what went wrong all into Lacombe there. And by the looks of it from the chopper cam, I just saw Dylan catch a little bit of the sand trap. And around he went. Got nudged wide. Robbins racing, but goes out into the sand trap, loses the back end, and into Nash he goes. Is lucky to only take out 1 car in that incident. Amongst all that, Miguel Limassuria up in 2nd position now. He got around Kai Turner. Around Leonage, he's out to a comfortable lead of nearly a second. Kai Turner, though, dropped back to 1.7 seconds behind Miguel Limassuria. Matty Scholes, Dean Reddit, Nicky G. 3 positions already in the 6th position, so that's going to help him in the championship tonight. Dan Stevens, Aaron Racanello, Philip Dalton, and Aaron Hayden make out your top 10 as we start to round out our first lap here around Spa Francorchamps. Into Blanchimont they go, coming up into the chicane. They're two of the tightest corners on the track, all the way back down into 1st gear. Turn it right in. There's a pit lane entry right there, ladies and gentlemen. Watch for cars diving off there as they come onto the main straight for the 2nd time, or 1st time in on race pace, but 2nd time. Across the start-finish line they go and into La Source for lap 2 of 15 tonight. Andrew?
Yeah, big first lap incident there. Nash won't be happy with that. But the boys are on pace. Going to be interesting between the 2 young guns up the front.
Rayan Leonage, Mikael Limassuria, both storming away at the moment, both in the 23s. Leonage, though, with the fastest time of the race so far. Obviously, it's only the 1st lap. Oh, there's a bit of bumping and grinding as they come up through LaRouge. One of the fastest corners on the circuit. Your top of 5th gear as you click onto 6 as you come up into the Camel Straight to go to Lacombe. And it is all over the place. No aero on these cars. It's an F1 track. Just remember that, ladies and gentlemen. You're trying to handle 650 horsepower of supercar with an aerodynamic, or should I say aero, that's like trying to roll an apple down a hill. It's not going to work. It's going to go all over the place, that's for sure. Leonage with the 23.13, so fastest lap of the race for Leonage at the moment. Only lap 1, or 1 lap in the books for these drivers at the moment. So we'll see how he goes the next time around and if he lights up our boards on the purple. But Miguel Limassuria still putting pressure on Leonage. He's actually on the back bumper, and once you're in the slipstream around here, Andrew, you're along for the ride and you can make some moves done.
Yeah, certainly. We were just on board with Jonathan Bain there. He's up 5 spots in P10. We now get on with Kai Turner in P3 from the Middle Finger Racing team. The 2 boys from the NTSE series, as we've mentioned. Oh, look out. Turner running a little wide there. I thought there was a sand trap there, but he's managed to get away with that.
Very easy to get off tracks around here tonight as well, mate.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see any, you do very well to get a 5-point bonus from the 0 incidents tonight, I think.
Well, it has been done. Miguel Limassuria hard on the brakes, up onto the back bumper of Leonage. And as I was saying, Reina Costello last night actually took out those 5 bonus points. He got 0x for the entire race. Miguel Limassuria with the fastest lap of the race, 2:20.52. Yeah, Costello actually copped 0x last night. He was very, very lucky to do so. He just missed the scrap between Benny Morris and Lasseth Leonage. So that was allowing him to skip away from the field and skip the way he did. He was out to I think 4.5, 5 seconds at one point. So he did the old Costello bolt again. He was the Usain Bolt out on track last night. But He was able to do it. So let's hope we can see a couple of 0 X's tonight. It is hard though. It's the cars jump around out here, ladies and gentlemen. They're slipping, they're sliding. Matty Scholes up on the inside of Kai Turner, but Kai Turner goes to the inside for the left-hander and Lacombe coming into Bruxelles. What are they doing? Hard on the bumper they go. Down into now they're in Bruxelles now. My apologies. In turn 10 they go. Into turn 11.
He's got away from him. Tyner's
and he's got away. He's able to skip. But Lemasurian now still all over the back of Lenos. What are these two going to do? They're going to probably push each other throughout the whole entire race. Gap the field they already have. They're already out to nearly a 3-second lead over Turner. So they are saying see you later. Miguel Lemasurian now with a look up the inside. Doesn't happen. Miguel Lemasurian's just got to play patient though. They're teammates. Team orders can be said. If Leonage was smart, he knows that Mika is faster at the moment, all over the back bumper of him. Let him go and then hook onto the back and then keep pushing each other to get further away from the field. That would be my tactic, Andrew.
Yeah, well, he's 0.3 faster than him in his best lap so far and on the last lap. So Mika's certainly picking up the pace and giving him an old run along, push from behind from the teammate. Nothing gets you going faster than having your teammate up your backside, that's for sure.
But Mika Limasuria has a little bit of a mistake there coming up into the through Blatchermont into the chicane. Drops off the back of Leonage just a little bit. We'll see what the times do over this time around. We'll see actually how much he dropped back from that little mistake.
Yeah, so he dropped
0.6 of a second. Yeah. So there we go. Cost him 0.3 on the lap, but cost him 0.6 all up in the actual gap. And look at this freight train all the way from 11th right through to the back of the field. Jamie Davis now up on the inside, or he's on the outside coming into La Source. Who's up on the inside of him? They're Robbie Bradbury. They exchange places coming into La Rouge. This is not where you want to be too wide at all, ladies and gentlemen. What are they doing? Oh, there you go, single file, almost too wide. It's not a place you want to see too wide through there at all. The cars don't want to sit on the ground. You actually lift off the throttle just as you come through the left-hander so you can turn it into the right and then hard on the power again so you can shoot out over the top of the hill. And it's a blinding left-hander over the top of the hill as well. Well, you guys will get to see that on the onboard hot lap a little bit later on tonight. On screen now with Robbie Bradbury, well, was on screen with Robbie Bradbury. We're now on screen now with Mitch Campbell all the way down in 18th position from the 9.5 Sim Sport crew. He's sporting, I believe, the green livery with the SRT sponsorship down the side. And Sam Noble is repping the blue. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I can't really see from the chopper cam. But I think I am 95% correct. It might be the other way around, actually. Mitch Campbell's got the blue and Sam Noble's got the green. Yes, that is correct. See it from there. So Sam Noble with the green livery and Mitch Campbell there with the blue livery. Ties in very nice with the Racecraft blue and the F Suicide blue ribbon as well. So really makes that car pop out on field, and the boys have done an amazing job with that. On screen now with Aaron Hayden. Pressure all on him by Jamie Davis, sitting down in 13th position there. Aaron Hayden in 12th. Big scraps going on all over the field at the moment, Andrew.
Yeah, and it looks like Hayden seems to be slowing up here as the two MFR racing boys seem to be pulling away, and Hayden makes the boys right on the bumper. So, whoa!
Through Blatchermont they go. Coming up into the chicane, 3 wide.
Oh, 3 wide.
This, ladies and gentlemen, how's this going to turn out? Not well. Oh! Round goes Jamie Davis. Jamie Davis spun around 3 wide into the chicane. That is not going to work at all, Andrew. We'll get a SimSnap.com replay, iRacing photography replay. Talk us through this one, please, mate.
We're on board with Jamie here as we see. It looks like he's got a helping hand there. He has. He definitely did. Definitely got a tap in the rear. So was he far enough up? We probably need to see that again from a different angle just to be able to. Yeah.
Brian Good actually, by the looks of it, got into Aaron, and then obviously Brian Good up on the inside, and then Brian Good jumps into Aaron. Obviously, middle car in the track got sandwiched. There's nowhere else for Aaron to go but to bump Jamie Davis, and lucky enough, Jamie Davis actually only got a small bump, so he was able.
And it looks like he's come back up here, so we'll get the screen back up soon. But yeah, things you don't come across in normal motorsport realms, but with the internet power, we're having it all. Here we go, we're back up.
Here we go. Now we're back on screen. We're not sure if you guys were able to hear Andrew and myself talking there. I highly doubt it due to the recordings get taken off Discord. So we just were able to keep talking and hopefully it was transmitting through, but it wasn't. So we apologise there, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of technical issues on the director's end. There's been issues happening left, right, and centre. That's for sure. But as we were saying, Aaron Hayden obviously goes into Jamie Davis. Jamie Davis. Oh, there's an incident going through the chicane again. KFC entries off. Who else is that? There is Robert Brown, Steve Martin. We'll get a SimSnap. Yep, SimSnap replay of this one. What happens here? 3 wide again going into the chicane. Oh, I'm almost make that 4 wide. Why don't you? What's going on?
Oh, yep.
And that's it, track block. So the other KFC entry decides to take the pit entry as well. So Robert Broom, not sure what was happening there. He might have wanted to actually go to the pits by the looks of it, because
he looks like he dove up the inside of him and just not got far enough up and turned him around. So
the chicane tonight, ladies and gentlemen, providing the action. 3 wide twice in a row. How is that for racing? Not going to work. It's the tightest corner on the track. But,
I just saw it on the Facebook stream, and he's actually lost the back end going in there, and then flicked it the other way and hit the car. So that's what's happened there.
But yeah, it's a lot of going on already. We're lap 6 of 15, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming up into the pit window as we speak. You already start seeing cars in the pits. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars have already pitted. Dylan Pereira already out of the race. He's retired. He's 5 laps down now. So Dylan Pereira out for the night. He's hung the boots up and said, "That is me done." It could have been car problems, or it might have just been frustration. We don't know. But we're hearing his car may have been toast. So he's hung the boots up, hung the wheel, and said, "That's me done for the night." So Dylan Pereira, first retirement for the race. But on screen now with Brian Good and Aaron Hayden just in front of him. That battle is still going on. But as the field stands at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, Mika Lemasuri, though, while we've been off screen, Mika Lemasuri has gotten... Oh, thank you. Fire Turner, Dan Stevens in the pits. Mika Lemasuri, though, has gotten past Rehan Leonage for the lead around Spa. So what are these guys going to do? That's coming up into the window where they're going to want to be pitting lap 7, lap 8. My screen's playing up left, right, center. I think it might be my end as well. So we're all having technical issues in the commentary booth tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We apologise. But no, Mika Lemasuri, Rehan Leonage. Rehan obviously has let Mika pass. He knows he's the faster driver out of the two, so he's let him pass. He's going to stick on the back just enough to stick into slipstream reach to be able to get that toe from Lemasuri and be able to take him around. But they're coming up lap 7, lap 8 will be the window that will be pitting. They might be able to stretch it tonight. Depends on how much they have fuel saved so far in the race. Lap 7 of 15, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do get on with the race, I mentioned a little bit earlier, a driver tonight has got a little bit of a special occasion tonight. Our man on screen there is race control for the NTS. He races in the GACs on the Wednesday nights. I believe his wife is watching at home, so hello to you wherever you are watching from. Jonathan Bain, a big happy 41st birthday to you, mate. To see you turning laps every Wednesday night as we just get a 469 drive-through for unsafe rejoin causing contact with car 92. So 469's Brian Good, car contact with 92. That would be, I believe, Jamie Davis. Yes, it is. So Brian Good, Jamie Davis. So Brian Good heading to the pit lane for a penalty. But back to Jonathan Bain. Hope you have a stellar race tonight, mate, and an absolute stellar had a stellar birthday today. And a big thank you for everything that you do for the boys on Tuesday nights in the race control booth, working hard there. Now back to the action. Kai Turner, he's pitted already.
Can he
Kai
jump
Turner's been stuck in traffic. Lemasuria in the pits, Reynolds in the pits, Reddit in the pits, Skulls in the pits, Nicky G in the pits. What's Aaron Racanella do?
I reckon we stay on board with Turner here and just see where he comes out, because he did pull in a lap earlier, and that usually means in this 3-8 games he's looking for the undercut. So see what happens.
He's gotten around good. Leonage, Lemasuria, they're in their box. So Scalzi. Turner putting the heat on. Through the chicane he goes, onto the main straight. Where's this going to be? Lemasuria is out. Leonage, out. Where's this going to put Kai Turner in relation to these guys? Has he made some time? Has he lost time? We're about to find out. Out of the pits they come, and by the looks of it, he's made up next to no time whatsoever. He's down in 6th
He's actually lost time, hasn't he?
He's lost out on 2 positions. In saying that, though, he's now in effectively, it's Mika Lemasuria, Brown Leonage, and Kai Turner behind Aaron Racanello, Aaron Hayden, and Jamie Davis. Lemasuria now goes around Davis to take out third, unofficial third at the moment. Those 3 boys up front, Racanello, Hayden, and Davis, they are yet to make their pit stop, along with Toddy Martin as well. So no safety car as of yet. Aaron Racanello, a current race leader, he's still yet to pit in the Dragon RC entry, and boy does that car look good. iLiveries has done an absolute sensational job on that livery, that is for sure. 3-4 drivers still yet to pit, so effectively Mika Lemasuria is our race leader. Brown Leonage in second, Kai Turner in third, but they are seeing 5th and 6th. And also big news tonight is the boys are going to be getting a little bit of the young guns, Lemasuria and Leonage. They've got a little bit of help from the expertise of the father of Rehan Leonage. Lassus Leonage is the crew chief for the boys tonight in the NTS booth. So they are getting very vital information and help from Laz tonight. So they are getting their ears full of information that they probably wouldn't have known themselves, and how to make these strategies work. And even though Leonage last night didn't make have the best race, he still made strategy work to his advantage. So an expert at that, Laz, is Dean Reddit, though, all over the back of Kai Turner as they come through Blanchimont into the chicane to jump onto the main straight. What's going to happen here? Kai Turner on the warmer tyres, Dean Reddit on the cooler tyres. So a lap old tyres for Turner. Kai Turner already looking like he's using those tyres hard already. Overcorrecting, sliding around a little bit, having a couple wiggles. So he's burning up those tyres very quick, getting the heat into them. And that's not what you want to do around here, Andrew. You want to try and keep the heat out of them as much as possible.
There's a lot of slow entry, fast acceleration corners, as well as high speed corners. So tyres are definitely something you want to keep underneath you and last as long as you can. Even
though you got unlimited tyres around here as well, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to be going for the extra pit stop, because it's 2 minutes 20, let's call it 2 minutes 22 a lap, and it's not not exactly a short pit lane transit either. You can be halfway, 3/4 around the track, have someone in front of you jump into pit lane, and you can pit them, providing you get those sectors down pat and you light them up as quick as you can with your PBs. Jamie Davis all over the back of Leonidas. Jamie Davis still yet to pit. So Jamie Davis with a long stint, 7 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Surely he'd be running on the smell of an oily rag by now.
I think you start a full. I think as long as you stop before lap 10, you should be right, from what I figured out before. I could be wrong there, but I'm not the best mathematician in the world. But I think you should be right up until 10. But yeah, see what happens. You can't.
Don't want to be pushing around here. It's 5 litres of burn, 5.6 litres of burn a lap around here. So it's a lot of fuel to be consumed on a lap. And if you misjudge it by 0.2 of a litre, it's not going to be a pretty drive back to the pits. The cars start coughing and spluttering at about 0.6, 0.5 litres to go. So, and then by that stage, it's used up those litres and your engine's pretty much dying from starvation of fuel. So, they're wanting to really try and get as much out of these cars as possible. And Jamie Davis is doing that right now as he comes through Blanchimont for another time into the chicane. What's he going to do here? Does he finally jump into the pits? I'll let you guys know and keep up to date. What a scrap at the moment, though. We're on board at the moment with Tony Gaffer there, with Dean Alessi, Aaron Hayden. It's and Colin Bruns out front. Big 4-way scrap here for the 15th, 16th, and the 17th. And by the looks of it, Robbie Bradbury might be getting the free pass. Free pass for this. Jamie Davis finally in the pits. 6 laps to go.
That clears
through the
our
chicane they go onto the main straight. Andrew?
It clears our top 3, so it looks like Lazarus sort of Rienage might be backing off a little bit just to try and hold Turner up maybe and let Mika run away with this one. But
No, I don't think so. I think Mika's just got the pace
dropped
on this
off
one,
the pace
unfortunately.
a bit,
Yeah. Dean Reddit up on the inside. What's he going to do? Not going to get it done. So Kai Turner holds off Dean Reddit. Kai Turner in 3rd, Dean Reddit 4th. Matty Scholes there hanging off the back in 5th position. Nicky G still up in 6th, our championship leader. So he's going to be wanting to try and catch these guys. And if they battle, actually Nicky G is on the back of these guys. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't see my timing board or the screen. Nicky G is on the back of these guys, so he's going to be wanting these guys to keep scrapping. This is going to bring him into it, and potentially, if they get together, Andrew, this could mean Nicky G could have 3 spots for the price of 1.
Yeah, certainly would. He'd be sitting there licking his lips, won't he? Hoping, but these boys are all pretty good racers. I can't see there being too many incidents, but like you said, you never know.
Well, we are coming up to 9.8 laps completed by Mikel Missouri, so why not jump on board, ladies and gentlemen, and crank up that volume as he jumps across the start-finish line, and we'll go for a flying hot lap, then resume this battle between 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and potentially, no, it won't be 7th, but crank up the volume, ladies and gentlemen, and listen to Mikel Missouri take you around Spa-Francorchamps. How was that, ladies and gentlemen? Mika Limasuri taking you for a hot lap around the famous Spa Francorchamps. Kai Turner with a big slide now. What does that mean? Does Nicky G get past him? Yes, he does. Kai Turner with a big slide coming out of the chicane. SimSnap.com iRacing photography replay for you, ladies and gentlemen. You see what happened. Dean Reddit all over the back of Kai Turner, putting the pressure on. Going too wide nearly. No, back into single file. In the chicane. Locks the rears up and just runs wide and then jumps on the power early. Way too early. Leaves those two big fat licorice straps on the inside of the corner there. Jumps onto the dirty racing line. And that promotes Reddit, Scalzi, and Nicky G up into 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So Kai Turner with his work cut out for him now to make up those positions as they come down the Kamal Straight. Onto the down into La Rouge though. Jamie Davis, Tony Gaffer, and Colin Bruns go up the hill to the blinding left corner. Blinding corner it is. You cannot see the apex at the top. You have got to guess from where you are in the sky.
Guessing that Kai's lucky he didn't hit the push to talk button then, because he would have been screaming at that. He did it all himself, unfortunately.
Yes, all himself. Unfortunately, just caught the little bit too much rear brake bias and just came around. It's another big slide there by Dean Alessi as they come through Lacombe. And down into Bruxelles. Look at this. 2 wide. 2 wide. Javis on Gaffer. Through Bruxelles they go. Into turn 11 they come. That is a big battle pack here, ladies and gentlemen. Another 4-car battle going on. 14th, 15th, and 16th. Sorry. Yeah, 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th going on here. Dean Reddit, Matty Scholes, Nicky G, and Kai Turner battling out there at the top. They're the 2 main battles tonight. Mika Limasuri, Rian Linage, they have checked out in saying that Rian Linage has dropped right off the pace. Mika Limasuri has done the Costello bolt, and bolted out to a 5-second lead over Linage. So he is on absolute fire tonight.
Certainly is. We're on the flat 13. Nothing happened with some in the background there.
Oh, Kai Turner again. Another SimSnap.com replay for you. Andrew, talk us through this one.
Yeah, let's see what happened here. I think he's still fuming from the last one and just trying to, he's got a bit hot under the collar. Way too deep there and done the exact same thing. So he's
not even a wing in it.
Brake bias to the rear or something, or he's just pushing too hard, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's looped himself.
It around again.
Exact same
Gives
spot.
The wall
that'd infuriate you.
Yep, he will be absolutely fuming in that cabin, as you said, Andrew. Trying to find the words, and there is no other words but fuming.
Yeah.
Look at this though.
Aaron
Racanello all over. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Racanello all over Dan Stevens down the Kamal Straight. Up on the inside he goes and runs it wide onto the grass. Aaron Racanello made up all that ground and then throws it away through Lacombe. Across the grass he goes, gives the track a bit of a mow. Jumps back out on track. Maybe he might have copped a slowdown for that. I'm not actually sure around here if that is actually a slowdown through there. So we'll see if that is a slowdown and see how much time he drops off. But pretty sure that is. So Jamie Davis now up on the inside of Dean Alessi. Gets that move done through Bruxelles. Another big overtaking opportunity down through there. Into turn 11 they go. Around the left-hander. Coming down into, actually not 100% sure which corner we are here actually. It's big, it's turn 12. It's the big sweeping left on my track map. It looks like a big long hairpin, but it's actually 2 apexes in one. So turn 12 they go. On screen though, our championship leader, Nicky G. He is making up some ground tonight. He is up 4 positions. He started position 9, up in 5th. He's had an absolute stellar race and he's coming on a lot in the dying stages of this championship. Up onto the back bumper of Matty Scholes he goes. Onto the main straight they come for another time. Lap 14 and 15, ladies and gentlemen. This race is absolutely flown by. We are going to be getting this over and done with before 9:15. 45 minutes of racing, ladies and gentlemen. That is an absolute flyer for him. Just get a messages in the background for me. And we just get a comment here on from one of the YouTube pages. Kai is calm and collecting mistakes get made. He's a good driver and will make up for what he can. So mistakes do get made, unfortunately. And the best of the best do it. We've seen Leonage do it. We've seen Costello do it. We've seen Scholesy do it. We've seen Nash do it. We've seen drivers from both series make mistakes in the heat of the battle. And unfortunately, it just doesn't go their way some nights. And luckily, they have the drop rounds, as you mentioned earlier on, Andrew.
Yeah, it was a bigger man than me. I'd be fuming. So, especially the same spot, being 2 laps in a row, I'd be fuming. So, good on him if he's cool, calm, and collected. See if he can pick up the pony again and try and finish as high as he can. So he's still in 6th, so he'll still get a decent run for the night.
He's had an absolute stellar run, that's for sure, though. He's only dropped 2 positions, but 6th position is enough for some decent championship points there. Nicky G, though, just hanging off the back of the boys there of Matty Scholes and Dean Reddit. By the looks of it, Dean Reddit is going to secure 3rd position if Matty Scholes can hold back Nicky G. But the man at the moment, Mika Limasuria, with going for a back-to-back win. He won last week at Road Atlanta. He looks like he's going to be taking a Spa-Francorchamps cleanly tonight. He's out 4 seconds over Leonage. And then it's another 9 seconds back to Dean Reddit from there. So the front of the field, it's been a bit quiet. Hasn't been much going on throughout the race. But these guys have done the Costello Bolt over the rest of the field. And just small little battle packs going on. The battle for 14th, 15th, and 16th is still brewing with Colin Bruns, Tony Gapper, and Robbie Bradbury down there. And Mitch Campbell now gets onto the back of those boys. So that makes it a big, big battle going on. So, but Mika Limasuria takes the white flag. The last time around Spa-Francorchamps into La Rouge he goes. Turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, up the hill, blinding left corner. We'll stay on him, ladies and gentlemen, for the final lap. We'll get back to that battle between Reddit, Scholes, and our man, Nicky G. Down the Camel Straight for the final time he goes. Top of 6th gear before you bang it all the way down into 7, 8, and 9 for Lacombe. Round to the right, round to the left, round to the right again. Then down the hill into turn 10, a tricky braking zone, that's for sure. You've got the whole weight of the car pushing on those front tyres. Round to the right through Bruxelles, into 11, down the hill even further. And they're going to, I hear, try for a... my apologies, JP, my apologies. Missed that one just as you were saying it to me. So as we get messages from our director in the background of our ears, ladies and gentlemen. So sometimes they get a little bit messed up as I'm trying to spit the words out as well. I get the words messed up as well. Robbie Bradbury, though, we're getting a Simsat.com replay here before we get back on screen with Mika as he's jumping down onto going through Blanchimont 17 and 18. Robbie Bradbury, though.
Oh,
Rewind. Gonna work. Man, what is going on? Final lap. Robbie Bradbury gets spun around.
that was a silly move.
Met up with his teammate. But
Yeah.
Mika Limasuria through Blanchimont he goes.
He's-
17.
He's backed off the
18.
pace. Well, Lenage
He
is
has.
right
He's
on
dropped
him
off the
again
pace.
here.
They might be going for that formal finish. The photo finish. Into the chicane he comes for the final time. Leonage with him as well. They're going for that formal finish, ladies and gentlemen. How about this? The Nationwide Tracking Systems Esports boys gets the formal finish, and look at that. Across the line they go with the boys in the background. Lights ablaze. Dean Reddit in the Leonage in second. Dean Reddit in third. Matty Scholes in fourth. And Nicky G in 5th position. And what a scrap between those boys it was. And then 6th position is going to be going to Kai Turner. by the looks of it. Dan Stevens in 7th, Aaron Rackenow in 8th. Philip Dalton will take out 9th. Jonathan Bain, the birthday man, up 5 positions to finish inside the top 10. How about that for a birthday present, Jonathan Bain? Congratulations, mate, and happy birthday once more. Sam Noble in 11th, Jamie Davis in 12th, Dean Alessi in 13th, 14th, Tony Gaffer and Mitch Campbell in 15th to round out the top 15 there. But the man of the night, the youngster, the second youngest driver in the field tonight, Mika Limasuria, takes it out for the second time in a matter of 2 weeks. Back-to-back wins for that young gun right there, and he's really starting to show pace now. A little bit off the when he first joined the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8 T2 E Series, a little bit off the pace. He did show it, but just couldn't get it done. Jamie Davis hard on the brakes before he takes out the back bumper of Mika. Oh, Jamie Davis on the in-lap. A little bit too much pace coming down the Camel Straight. Thought he was still racing by the looks of it. So we'll, race control will be looking into that as a post-race look on that one.
Because they have to make it back to the pits, don't they?
Yes, they are. So all drivers must complete, and for those watching at home and been following the season, we haven't really talked too much about this at the moment. We've got roughly about 3-4 minutes by the time these guys actually get back to the pit lane. The rule states and rules are rules, they must be followed, to complete a cool-down lap in formal fashion, at a decent pace, enough to get you back. You must have enough fuel to make that cool-down lap, and you must pass the control line, whether that be the pit lane for the drivers entering, or if you are the race winner, you must pass the start finish line to complete that lap. So rules are rules, they must be followed, and if you obviously get punted on the cool down lap, race control might have a look at that as a post-race penalty. So race control haven't really had too much of a big one. We've only seen one penalty pop up on the screen, so but we did see a couple instances though, so no doubt the boys will be seeing a few post-race ones. There's Brian Good. My lord. He's obviously running out of fuel right now, and these guys push it to the smell of an oily rag in these tanks. So 5.6 litres of burn. You've got the cool down lap. You could probably drop that down probably roughly to about 3.8, I'd say 4.1. Anywhere in that facility for a fuel burn. So the boys are definitely at a lot slower pace trying to save that fuel to get across that control line, as we stated, to complete that cool down lap and not serve a 3-place penalty if they fail to complete that cool down lap. So we'll see if they do make it back, and you must complete it under your own steam. No, that doesn't mean holding the starter motor down in first gear and trying to putt yourself away around the track. And one Simon Chadwick did that, and it took him about 45 minutes to complete it around, I believe it was Canadian Park. So
right there,
yeah, Motorsports. So it took him about 45 minutes to actually get from I believe it was the start-finish line to the pit lane. So good effort though. He did read the rule book, and they didn't state anything like that. So we have another car there just stopping in the middle of the track. He thought he was going around for an extra lap, but maybe not.
He's reversing. That can't be good. Yeah, that's not a good move in iRacing.
No, there you go. He's back around and does the old loop-de-loop. But Mika Limasuria, the moment is yours, mate. Torch those Dunlop tyres, whatever you have left of them, and enjoy this celebration. Keep it off the grass, though, because Chris Kisby doesn't want to see it into the wall. Yeah. That's an instant 1 out of 10 by Chris Kisby there. But he's having a grand old time, 2 from 2, week in, week out. So
it's the only thing these boys have got to learn there is they obviously don't do burnouts in karts, so I need a bit of tuition in last race.
That's it. Righto. Excuse me. The throat is killing me tonight. It has been action-packed, that's for sure. But what we will get you, ladies and gentlemen, in a matter of moments' time is the unofficial race results. As I have a message from Reina Costello, actually, and it's the exact same message that I got sent by our director, so I won't pay attention to that one, that is for sure. But here we go, up on screen there for you, ladies and gentlemen, the unofficial race results. Miguel Emissaria, 2 from 2, our race winner, Rian Linash in second position, only half a tenth away. And then the boys obviously caught up with that formal finish. Dean Reddit, Matty Scholes, and Nikki G, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Kai Turner in 6th position. An unfortunate race for him tonight. A couple small mistakes, but it happens to the best of us. Dan Stevens in 7th, Aaron Racanello in 8th. Racanello in 8th, if I can get that out correctly. That's a tongue twister and a half. Philip Dalton in 9th, and Jonathan Bain, the birthday boy, 24 seconds off the lead in 10th position. Sam Noble from 9-5 Sim Sports in 11th. Jamie Davis in 12th. Dean Alessi in 13th. Tony Gaffer 14th. 15th position was Fitch Campbell. Colin Bruns, Aaron Hayden, Robbie Bradbury, and Stephen Martin and the Stephen Banks rounding out the top 20. There's 2 Stevens sitting there back to back. David Nash in 21st, Brian Good 22nd, Stephen Black 23rd. Few Stevens in this field, my lordy. Tommy Foster in 24th, Andrew Johnson 25th, Todd Martin 26th, Robert Braw 27th. And that's when we start seeing, by the looks of it, every retirees is Robert Braw and Dylan Pereira. And then Scotty in the safety car, didn't get called out tonight. It was clean, no safety car action whatsoever. So quiet night in the booth for Scotty there. And by the looks of it, it was a quiet one in race control. They're actually understaffed at the moment. They've only got the 2 in there, and Scotty would have been able to help out a little bit more for those ones, seeing that he never actually got to fire up the Lamborghini GT3 and get that underway around Spa-Francorchamps. Andrew, what an absolute stellar race that was. What are your thoughts on that one? But while we get the drivers up into the green room for their interviews tonight.
Absolute cracker. The 2 young lads again. The last few weeks now, they've pretty much taken it to the field and shown them how it's done. So I still think they need a bit of instruction on their burnout at the end. Maybe Lavs can help them out there. But they'll get better at that when they're teenagers on their P plates, I'm sure. So not that we encourage that sort of thing, but
hope not. We encourage all those activities to be condoned at a track, ladies and gentlemen. So there is no condoning of illegal behaviour or hooning on our streets. We've all done it in some form of our life, but we do not condone it whatsoever. And hopefully they will not follow in our footsteps, but learn from us, as there is that massive incident right at the start of the race between Dylan Pereira and David Nash. But hopefully they learn from us and actually take it to a track and do it in a safe environment where they have stewards with fire extinguishers, et cetera, on standby. But
where did Nashy get back up to?
David Nash actually finished up in 21st position tonight, so he recovered fairly well from it with a damaged car. Don't forget, just remember as well, they do have a fast repair to use. So right. I believe they have a fast repair to use. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
yes, they do. Yep, they do. So I've just got it confirmed by our director. I don't have my iRacing server up on me at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. NBN. Still wreaking havoc on my internet speed. So NBN and Aussie Broadband, if you are listening, please fix my my internet, because I really would like to get more involved in this and not just have to have the stream up that JP provides me in my timing screen. I'd actually like to have the server to find out what's going on and provide our viewers more details of what's going on the track and what exactly is going to be happening in pit lane and everything like that. But Andrew, and ladies and gentlemen watching at home, wherever you are, hopefully you've kicked your feet up, grabbed a nice cold one, had a nice good bite to eat while watching this action-packed racing. It's driver interview time, and we see them week in, week out now. It's actually a regular occurrence to start talking to these guys. Dean Reddit, mate, 3rd position. Congratulations. Stellar race there. Obviously, Scholesy was holding back Nicky G there. You guys know that he's fighting out for the championship there. He's obviously leading it at the moment, trying to extend it as much as he can to stop you boys from catching up to him.
Yeah. Cheers, Matty. It was a pretty tense race, but yeah, Matty was there, and it was difficult not to ignore him and try and make sure that I wasn't sort of jeopardizing his race too much.
Obviously, you guys got gifted each position thanks to Kai Turner with his mishap. Unfortunately, he made not only one mistake in the same corner, but 2 back-to-back laps. The same mistake, just locked the rear, went for a dive under Nicky G and just locked the rears and spun himself around, and then spun himself around again, coming onto the main straight, and was lucky enough to get away with it the lap before with just a slide. But bit of misfortune for Kai tonight. How relieved were you when Kai did make that mistake though to gift you and Maddie up into that 3rd and 4th spot?
Yeah, pretty relieved. I think he might have had a pretty aggressive outlap because he was looking a little bit squirmy, but Kai's pretty good at what he does, and it's very difficult to pass. He knows exactly where to put the car, so we were essentially just trying to put a pressure on him to try and make a mistake so we could get past.
He definitely does make that supercar 3 cars wide when it's only 1 car. So he definitely does know how to where to put it on track to stop drivers coming around him, and that's why he's so good at what he does. But looking to the race, mate, obviously the fuel burn is high around here, 5.6 litres a lap. Coming into the race, what were your thoughts? Split it right in the middle and just do the 50-50, or try and stretch it out that tiny bit longer and get that try and just stretch a little bit longer to run that little bit of less fuel, so you had a little bit of a lighter tank coming into the final dying laps of the race?
No, I don't think I was ever going to go over 50-50. Just for such a long lap, I think you just leave yourself open, especially with Nicky G and that behind me at the time, to an undercut. So I had to go in at 50-50, if not earlier.
That's interesting. And tyres are a big one around here. It's very undulating. As we see coming down the into La Rouge here, and then climb out of La Rouge and come onto the Camel Straight. A big elevation change there, and then obviously you got the big elevation change through 9, 10, 11, 12, and then you start coming up slowly a little bit, coming through 13 and 14. How does Spa play on the tyres? Is it one where you've got to try and keep them cool, or can you sort of lean on them a little bit and try and get as much as you can out of them?
You do need a little bit of management, particularly when I'm not quite familiar with the corners, but at least it's the one before the corner with no name. It's a downhill right-hand hairpin, and the car just wants to keep going to the outside late in the stint. That if you can save any tyres, you definitely gain an advantage in that corner.
Definitely, mate. And I'll just cut you off for 1 second. Sorry, mate. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to say goodbye to our to the co-commentator, Andrew Collins, tonight. A few dramas popping up at home for him. So, Andrew, before you go, mate, I'll just let you say a couple of words and congratulate the drivers before you head off and deal with what you got to deal with. But just from me, mate, thank you very much for joining tonight and providing some input in the booth and again for another great week of racing. Nope, he's gone altogether. So he's already bolted. Andrew's already bolted there, ladies and gentlemen. It was good to have him in the booth. Dean, stick around, mate. We will get back to you and look forward to next week. Just stick around here in the booth. We'll look forward to into Brands Hatch and then obviously the penultimate round in Bathurst where we finish up for season 1 and then obviously look out to season 2 there. Off to second place tonight. He's a regular a little bit more of a regular in the booth now, ladies and gentlemen. He's been up in there quite a few times. One for his race win, a couple podiums to his name. Rehan Leonage, the young gun, the youngest driver in the field, mate. Big congratulations on second place tonight.
Thank you. It was definitely a tough race. As Spa is, it's a very tough track. Very long one too, so yeah, and even though it's quite long, still, especially going onto the straights, there's no room for mistakes, and especially when there's someone chasing you with a really strong draft, you just can't get away.
We saw on the opening laps there, Mika was all over the back of your Holden there and putting the pressure on. Obviously, I got word in as well that your dad was playing crew chief for you boys tonight. if I'm correct, were his words to let Mika by because he was the faster car and for you just to trail him? What was the go there?
Well, the plan was for me to stay ahead for a few more laps, but I made a mistake entering the long straight after Aruj. So I guess there was not really any point in fighting him. So then I just thought latch onto the back of him, try to save some fuel, and yeah.
He did the old Costello bolt on you, that's for sure. He was out to 5 seconds, I believe, at one point. So biggest lead of the race there at 5 seconds. After that happened, was it just a matter of trying to maintain the gap back to Turner, Reddit, Skulls, and Nikki G there, or was it just head down and try and actually make up time to get on the back of Mika again?
It was kind of half-half, but after I tried to catch up to Mika a few laps, I realized he had too much pace. But then I eased off a little bit, just tried to make sure I could hold that gap to the guys behind me. And yeah.
Excellent, mate. Look, stick around. We'll come back and get some more thoughts for Brands Hatch next week and Bathurst, obviously. But going 2 from 2. He took out last week's race win at Road Atlanta. He's taken out the win tonight at Spa Francorchamps. Mika Limasuria, mate, a big congratulations to you, mate, for taking out 2 for 2. You're on the hat trick now. You're going to be doing the Costello. Looking into Brands Hatch, you're going to be wanting to defend that hat trick, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be wanting to try and get the hat trick, but it's going to be really hard.
Mate, absolute stellar race tonight. You showed some blistering pace, that's for sure. The pace was unbelievable. I believe you actually held the fastest lap of the race for quite some time, 2:20.52. So yeah, you did hold the fastest lap of the race, where Leonard was actually not far behind with a 2:20.81 and then, or 87, sorry, and then back to the rest of the field. Nikki G was actually up there with you guys as well in the 2:20s, but the rest of the field were down in the 2:21s. So you three boys were actually on fire tonight. So where did the pace actually come from? Was it just laps throughout the week and get as much practice in as possible, or?
Well, I only did about 30 minutes of practice. I only practiced today, so I was a bit under. So I had a lot of exams I had to catch up on, and I did a little practice today. So I wasn't too wasn't too confident going in, but I just get the job done.
Easy, mate. Now, looking into the actual race itself, obviously, the car looked like it was hooking up perfect throughout the whole entire race. The car didn't look like it was squirming. It didn't look like you were correcting it too much. It didn't look like it was understeering. How did the car feel for you throughout the race? I mean, Dan, I turned actually a couple laps at Spa over the weekend on Dan Coughlin's setup, which he provides the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8 T2 E-Series drivers as well, ladies and gentlemen. He did an absolute stellar job, and he does a stellar job week in, week out. So a big thank you to him. How was the setup for you? I found the setup to be really, really fast and smooth, with changes having to be made next to none. There was only maybe a couple little tweaks here and there on camber, and that was it. How did you guys find the fixed setup though overall tonight?
Yeah, the fixed setup felt really nice to drive. Like, it wasn't as harsh on the tires as what the guys in the normal big in the Super Series. Feels really nice on the brakes as well, so it's pretty easy for us GAC drivers to try and drive and to adapt to pretty easily.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Obviously, looking into the up and coming weeks, we'll bring up the calendar on screen for you as well, ladies and gentlemen, so you can see where we're actually at coming into the championship, going into the final 2 rounds next week and the week after that. Looking forward to Brands Hatch next week. Even in the 12 plus months, whatever it is, that I've been actually in the sim world, I've never turned a lap at Brands Hatch, I don't think. So I might actually have to get on board that one and turn a couple just to get used to the track and know what it's like for you guys to be able to commentate for him. But Rehan, looking forward to Brands Hatch. What are your thoughts on that one, mate? It seems like it's a tricky one.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky one. I've driven on it before in Gran Turismo Sport a few years back. Yeah, it's not an easy one, especially for passing. It's not a very wide track, and it's got some difficult parts of it. So you only have very few passing options.
It's interesting you say that as well, man. I'll just go a little bit off topic here quickly for the viewers at home. Most of our sim racing careers, ladies and gentlemen, as well, start from the game Gran Turismo. I remember playing that on 27 now. I remember playing that back when I was 7, 8, 9, 10. So back on the old PlayStation 1. So it's definitely, that's where most of our sim racing careers definitely start. That's for sure. And it's interesting to hear Rehan, my apologies, mentioned that that he played it a couple of years ago on that game. So for anyone that's has played Gran Turismo, definitely look into starting your sim racing career. That's for sure. But Dean, what are your thoughts, mate, on Brands? Is it looking to be one of your favorite tracks, or as Rehan just said, then it's a tight one to overtake on. So it looks like it's going to be a very, very close and interesting race if the field stays all grouped up.
Yeah, to be honest, I've not turned a lap on it in iRacing, so I've got a fair bit of homework to do. But on prior titles and stuff, I don't particularly like it at all. So I'm looking forward to get it out of the way.
Mika, what about yourself, mate? You're looking forward to Brands next week, and then obviously that's the second last round of the season.
When I used to play Forza Motorsport 7 with Warana, yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Pretty fun to turn laps around there, but like Rian said, it's really tight track, so qualifying's going to be a massive key in your race.
Qualifying, and hearing that it is a tight track, qualifying is going to be very difficult as well to get out of the way. Don't forget about that. It's you can't impede other drivers on their flying lap, and it's one where you're going to be having to look at your relatives box quite regularly to make sure that you're not impeding on those drivers. Looking at obviously now the last week to get in those drop rounds as well, boys. Mika, I'm not sure if that actually helps you at any stage. I believe you came through halfway through the GAC season. So, but looking at Rehan and Dean, where's that going to leave you, mate? You got a couple rounds to drop there that are bad.
Yeah, I've got 2 0-pointers where I didn't start the race, so hopefully that might help me out a little bit.
Let's hope, mate. Fingers crossed that we'll find out as well when we bring up the championship points in a few moments' time. Rehan, it's I believe there's a couple races where you've had a few poor finishes. It's is that going to be one that you're going to be excited to finally put those drop rounds in and see where you finally stand in the championship points?
Yeah, I don't like. I have quite a few points to drop. Like I think maybe 160, 170 points to drop. I think. But yeah, I'm excited to see how I come out of like the drop rounds to see like where I place and how hard I need to push for the next for the last round.
Well, we're all dying to see where you are going to be sitting. You've been absolutely on fire this season, the youngest driver in the field. You've definitely made a name for yourself, that's for sure. The boys are feeling threatened by you now, that's for sure. As you see the big mistake there from, I think that might have been one of the 9-5 boys on your screen there, ladies and gentlemen. I saw the blue racecraft down the side. Have we got championship points by any chance, JP? Well, let's bring them up. I've just got confirmation, ladies and gentlemen. We have got championship points waiting on standby. He's been waiting patiently, quiet in the background for us to. Well, there's no championship. There's no championship points on that screen, so we'll let JP. We'll see that one. There we go. And look at that. We're in the 2000s now, finally. Finally made it into the 2000s. Nicky G, our man, out on top with a 22-point lead over Matty Scholes. Matty Scholes was able to make up a few points to him tonight, finishing out in front of him. Only by one place, though. So I was able to make up, I believe it was 4 points. 2 points, my apologies. 2 points he was able to make up there. So edging closer and closer, but he's going to need to do a lot more than that to be able to take the championship off Nick. And drop rounds are definitely going to play a part in that. Matty Scholes in second, Rian Leonage in third position there with 1,981 points. So not far behind at all. He's only 41 points behind. So once drop rounds and everything play in again, as like I said, there are it's definitely going to tighten up this top 10 group, that's for sure. Kai Turner in fourth position, Dan Stevens in fifth. David Nash unfortunately crashed out of the race and finished all the way down in 21st position tonight with that incident at the start there. He's in sixth position. Dean Alessi in seventh, Tony Gaffer in eighth, Jonathan Bain in ninth, and Dean Reddit in 10th position there. By looks at Johnny, Jonathan Bain and Dean might be out of contention there for the championship with the drop rounds. They're sitting down there 300 points behind the boys out in front there. So unless they've had some clean races, which Dean said he's only had a couple zeros, so that won't affect him too much. His points will stay the same leading into next week. But obviously the rest of the boys, they've scored points, so that will get deducted off their total rally point there. So we'll let those scroll through for you there, ladies and gentlemen. Top 20 there, and then the top 30. Big field for the Goodyear Autocare on Event T2E Series, boys. Over 40 drivers have signed up for this series. Unfortunately, some have had to retire due to whether it be work commitments, family commitments. I know I had to retire myself from sim racing full time due to work commitments, and I just had to go. My only kick I could get was commentary on a Wednesday night. So I'm still in the sim world, but not in the driver's seat at the moment. And there we are, Trent McCarthy rounding out the top 40 there, and it still goes on after that. I think there's 46 drivers from memory. 44, my apologies. Now, looking, boys, we'll try and round this up at 9:45 tonight. We'll let Rihan and Mika get off to bed. Starting off with you, Dean, and then over to Rihan, and then Mika, you can finish this up there on the sponsor. Thank you, Dean. You have the floor for your sponsors, mate.
Cheers, Matty. Yeah, just a shout out to the boys, Right Sim Racing and Nashy and Scalzi. So they're doing pretty well this season, putting in a lot of work. And big thanks to SimShed Broadcasting, JP, Goodyear Autocare for the support of the series. You guys up in the commentary box, F Suicide, who we're very happy to be partners with, and Matty won't be. Matty doesn't normally give himself a shout out, but Bliss Homes, who are on the bonnet of the car, Matty's construction company, big thanks to them for supporting us.
Rihan, mate.
I would like to thank SimShed Broadcasting, Nationwide Technology Systems, Goodyear Autocare, Warana, Dragon RC, DSL Welding Services, Abruzzi Australia, VR Covers, Cars for Hope, Racing with Autism Australia, Blue Stampede Labour Hire, and I'd also like to thank my friends and my family for watching, you guys up in the commentary box, JP for running this series, and also my dad as crew chief. He also every week does some laps on the GAC setup to get some data for the team.
How's that for commitment? Ladies and gentlemen, Lasithlino getting the data for the team so he can provide his input and help these boys get the best racing they possibly can. Mika, round us out, mate, for sponsors, and we'll look forward to what's going to be happening on Saturday night and next Tuesday and Wednesday night for SimShed Broadcasting. Take it away, mate. You have the floor.
I'd like to thank SimShed Broadcasting and Andrew and Matt for the commentary and for the stream. Nationwide Technology Systems, Goodyear Autocare Warana, DSL Welding, Dragon RC, Cars for Hope, VR Covers, Racing with Autism Australia, Blue Stampede Labour Hire in Abruzzi, Australia. And I'd like to thank Rainer for being my crew chief and my mum and dad.
There we are. So crew chiefs galore, ladies and gentlemen, and a big well done in the background by our director Mika and Rehan, both a part of JP's teams there. So JP is on ecstatic at the moment. He's 2 from 2 at the moment, back to back, Road Atlanta and Spa, and he's going to be looking forward to Brands Hatch next week to see if the boys can do it again. But we're looking forward to Saturday night for a little bit of different racing, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going left and right. We are going to be going round and round and round. You turn left and you turn left only. Weekend Warriors Cup car racing, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Saturday. And then on to Tuesday and Wednesday from 8:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, we have the nationwide almost said tracking system, then I said technology, and I thought it was the tracking systems. I screwed myself up there again. The Nationwide Technology Systems V8 Super Series on the Tuesday night from 8:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Wednesday again, tune in for the guys in the action-packed Goodyear Autocare Warana V8 T2E Series from 8:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Times, and to see where the drop rounds have going to be putting them in the championship. It's all starting to heat up at the moment. That is for sure. I'd just like to say a big thank you to all our sponsors again for another stellar broadcast that they always give us. And then a big thank you in the background to JP. He whispers in my ear. He tells me off. He yells at me. He applauds me. He does everything, but he's the man of the hour again. Completed the race just under 45 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So we've had a nice little post-race show here of nearly half an hour, but we are going to wrap things up. Stellar drive tonight by Mika Limassuri around Spa Francorchamps, Round Leonage in second, Dean Reddit in third. Those guys definitely deserved that podium tonight. Nice formal finish for the NTS boys across the finish line there. And what a photo that is going to be. We'll try and get that up on the socials. Thank you very much for watching, whether it be on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're watching from, whether it be at home, in the car, at work. You may even be on the plane with free Wi-Fi. We don't know that. Wherever you are, stay COVID safe. And I'll just mention before we go as well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Victoria, to have a look outside when this ends. Actually, it's a little bit over now. We've actually gone past it. It was actually meant to end at 9:26, and we are well past that. It was a lunar eclipse tonight. So if there's still a little bit left of it, ladies and gentlemen, have a look outside. Go check out the moon if you got a clear sky and see the beautiful views. If you're in SA or the Northern Territory, that is well and truly over. That started at 8:30 tonight. And then obviously WA was at 7 o'clock. So if it's WA, you might be able to still just make it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But definitely look out on the Facebook pages for the recap of the race. If you've just joined us for the post-race to get the full recap. Rayan Leonage, Mika Limassuri, Dean Reddit, all on the podium. Mika Limassuri, our race winner, 2 from 2 now. But from myself, Matt Davis, Peter Gretton, who unfortunately couldn't make it in the booth tonight, Andrew Collins, that had to unfortunately vacate early due to family dramas, and JP and the rest of the podium, want to say thank you very much for joining us. Join us Saturday night at Simshed Broadcasting for some more racing action for the Weekend Warriors, in the next week for Tuesday and Wednesday for the Nationwide Technology Systems and the Goodyear Autocare Warana V8 T2E Series. But for now, my name's Matt Davis. Have yourself a lovely evening and good night.